Welcome to another ranking. Today we are ranking Austrian black and death metal masters Belphegor. That's correct, Belphegor we are doing today, and we're doing it from my least favourite all the way to my favourite. Now I asked you guys in a poll, would you prefer the old style of ranking or the newer style in this tier list? And you guys said both. You guys were like, I like the audio stuff, but I like the visual stuff too. So fuck it, in these tier lists, we're doing it from least favourite, and I'm going to do it in that order. So it's going to be ordered from my least favourite to my favourite. Now, as always, pop down below what's your favourite Belphegor album, what's your least favourite, and what do you think of them as a whole. So let me know and let's get stuck in with my absolute... Actually, before that, I saw them recently. I saw them live recently and they blew my fucking head off. And I managed to capture a pic from Belphegor. It says fuck COVID-19 on it. And it's got a little devil guy. It's great. I managed to catch that from the front of the barrier, which is great. I also caught Dark Tranquillity's pic, and then I lost it. But yeah, still got Belphegor, so there we go. Anyway, as I was saying, least favourite Belphegor album, maybe controversial, don't know, don't really care. It is The Last Supper. The Last Supper is my least favourite Belphegor album. It's the one I listened to first, and it kind of put me off Belphegor as a whole. Now, I know it's more on the black metal side, and you think I'd like that more. But I just don't think it's as developed sonically or musically as the two to follow it, which, in my opinion, are bangers, like real damn bangers. But The Last Supper, for me, is always just a messy album. On repeated listens, it's grown on me, but it's still not even close to as good as Blut Sabbath or, any of the other albums. And those albums sound like black metal as well. This one, it's a bit sloppy, it's a bit messy, it's probably the one I'll return to the least, I'm afraid. Now moving on to C tier, my next pick would actually be Waluigi's Rights. I know it's a heavier album, it's more in line with like Pestak Apocalypse, but I just feel like the songwriting on here, the songs, they're not memorable. They're not as memorable to me as some of the other albums. I'd much rather throw on Pest Apocalypse than Waluigi's Rights. Waluigi! It just doesn't... I mean, it's a good album, that's why it's in C. I like it, it's just I don't remember fucking anything. There's no standout track. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good album. Now, Blood Magic Necromance is also going here, and if we're doing it left is best... I'd probably put it a bit higher, because I can remember more things on Blood Magic Necromance, but, it's a very mid-paced album, it's a very slower album, and for some it kind of works, but I feel like slower Belphegor works better on some of the later ones, in my opinion. Blood Magic Necromance is just another kind of fine album, nothing special, it's just there, doing its thing, jogging along, but for me... it's C tier. It's better. I like it more, but it's still C tier. Now, I think that's it for C tier, because I actually really like the rest of them. So we're moving on to B tier. And the one I'd put in B tier, Totem Ritual. Totem Ritual is going to be in B tier, so that's the next one. I mean, it starts off with a banger. Baphomet. Oh my god, what a rager of a song. And live, it blows my socks off. I love that song. It starts off strong, middle, ending's good. So there's a bit of a mid-dip in it, but I still love it. It is out of the newer kind of Belphegor albums. It's probably my least favourite. I do have it on CD, but it is probably my least favourite. I would say next would be... Okay, so next would be Goat Reich Flesh Cult, which I like a little bit more than Total Ritual. It's on the earlier style of Belphegor, not quite as chaotic or as unpolished as Last Supper. It kind of improved on it, but the songwriting's not quite as good as Bondage, Goat Zombie, or Lucifer Incestus either. It's kind of like in this middle ground, and the album art is fucking terrible. Like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, what is... He's just jizzing on this guy trapped. Like, what is going on? What is going on? Anyway, the album arts are terrible for every fucking album. This one's the worst, but the music itself, really damn good, really catchy. I like it more than Total Ritual, but it just doesn't reach the heights of Lucifer Incestus and some of the others, so that's why it's going to be they're on B tier. Now, is there going to be another one next to it? You know what? No. We're going to move on to A now. And in A tier, The Devils. The latest album by Belphegor I really enjoyed. This is one that kind of grabbed me, and it'll probably be in the end of the year list. It has slower songs, it has more evil songs, but they're catchy as hell. Totentanz as well, Dance Macabre, is a fucking banger of a song. I love that song. So many great songs on this album. I think it's a step up from Totem Ritual, which came before it. And I just think it's one of the best of the year. I love it. I've been playing it so much, and hearing like 3 of the songs live just makes me enjoy it a bit more. Next up is also Conjuring the Dead, which I like a little bit more, so it's going to go there. Conjuring the Dead, some people have this last. I don't understand why. This is the riffiest. This is the riffiest album. It sounds like, almost sounds like Nile on the melodies and the riffs in some of these songs, and I fucking love Nile. And it just has this cool, just atmosphere about it. It's the title track, Conjuring Dead. Oh, so good. Every song on Conjuring the Dead is amazing. Don't understand the hate for it. I love it. I could even put it in S, but for now, it is going to go into A. Yeah, I love it. I love Conjuring the Dead. Conjuring the Dead and the Devils, it's hard to pick a best, but Conjuring I've listened to more, so it's going to be a bit higher. Anything else going in A until we move on to S? No, I think that's it. I love Belphegor so much, so there's quite a lot of S's. So first up in S, Pest Apocalypse. This is the heaviest Belphegor album. It's the one that just pummels you into dust. It's unrelenting. It's furious. It's batshit insane, and I love every second of it. If you want the heaviest Belphegor album, look no further than this one. The album cover's even passable compared to the rest of the shit. Some crow people, it's fine. But yeah, furious, unrelenting, blisteringly fast, black and death. It's beautiful. Love it. But it's not as good as some of these. Like Necrodemon, Terror Satan. Holy shit. This album's amazing. Now, this is the black metal sound I love from Belphegor. This just perfects it in every fucking way. The mood on here, Terror Satan. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I adore it. This is what the last shopper. This is what the last shopper should be, Miss Moneypenny. I fucking love it. Even the album cover, like these album covers for the first couple of black metal ones are amazing. The rest suck, but these are amazing. And Blut Sabbath is here as well. I almost put Blut Sabbath in favourite. I almost did. It has that perfect black metal sound. It doesn't sound like any of the other Belphegor albums. Like these two, I mean this one especially, does not sound like any of these at all. Necrodemon sounds a bit more furious and a bit more like some of the others to come. But Blut Sabbath stands on its own, which is why I almost put it as my favourite. And I know Hammer Heart Metal Reviews, this is his favourite, he loves this one, and I can see why. It's so close to being mine, but there's a sound of Belphegor that I like a little bit more, even though this is probably a 10 out of 10. And that is Lucifer and Cestus. Oh yeah, Lucifer and Cestus is an S-tier album. It's the classic, it's the fan favourite, it's when they just perfected their sound, and most people have it here. For me, it's here, which means you know what my favourite's going to be, but Lucifer and Cestus is just a melter of an album, and the song Lucifer and Cestus as well. Hearing that live is beautiful. Look at this orgy. The devil's just like, ha, look at me. That's how good this album is. I know I have loads in S, but Belphegor doesn't have any bad albums. I love it, but that means there's only one favourite, and that is Bondage Goat Zombie. Bondage Goat Zombie. Oh my god. I love this album. This is the catchiest, funnest album Belphegor's ever done. The title track Bondage Goat Zombie has just the best melody in. The best melody. And then you have like Stigma Diabolicum. Stigma Diabolicum. That didn't sound anything like it. Questy. But that has a great groove and melody in. They played that live as well. And like the first 4 or something songs are killer. And the last part of the album's killer as well. It's just the most fun album. It kind of reminds me of Dark Funeral's Angelus, is it? The one with My Funeral and Stigmata, which is my favourite Dark Funeral one. So I like the kind of catchy fun ones, and this is the most fun Belphegor album. It also helps that it's a similar kind of sound to Lucifer Ancestors, and it's just, I don't know why. It's just my favourite, okay? It's my favourite. I think every song slaps. I just love the aesthetic of it. I love the sound of it. It's perfect. Could easily swap it with Blute, but here we are. Bondage Goat Zombie is my favourite. And we are going through, so my least favourite is Last Supper, then Waller Pelagius Right, Blood Magic Necromance, Totem Ritual, Goat Rage Flesh Cult, The Devils, starting to choke, Conjuring the Dead, Pest Apocalypse, Necrodemon, Terror Satan, Blute Sabbath, Lucifer Ancestors, and then Bondage Goat Zombie. So that is my ranking for Belphegor. Let me know your favourites down below. What do you think of this tier list? Are you annoyed that some of these are low? Who fucking cares? Let me know down below, and we'll see you again on another quest for